Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Today, we begin a series of videos where I attempt to pass along everything that's been passed along to me so that you might pass it along to others. Full disclosure, the views that are expressed in these videos are not necessarily the views of my employer. The views expressed in these videos are views that have been developed over a long period of study, a long period of instruction, a long period of struggle and different experiences. They are things that are going to continue to be developed. I am always learning. I will never stop learning. And my hope is that you will never stop learning. There are going to be things that I say that aren't accurate. There are things that I'm going to make mistakes on. I do my best to be faithful to the text, to be faithful to what the church has communicated throughout church history, to be faithful to orthodoxy, but I am not perfect. And until Jesus returns, I am not perfect. Yet, whether I am perfect or not, I have been called to share Jesus with as many people as possible so that the world might come to know him. And I want to share Jesus with as many people as possible, whether or not I directly get to be involved in that. And so for that reason, I am sharing these videos in the hopes that some of you, if not all of you, I certainly hope all of you, but if not all of you, that some will share Jesus with others. And that if there's anyone here watching this that does not know Jesus, that they would have the courage to be able to ask someone who does, that they would have the courage to explore this, because this is everything. Before Jesus, I only cared that people knew how much I knew. Now, I want them to know him, whether or not I get to be part of it. He is the greatest thing that has ever happened to me. And I can say with confidence that he is the greatest thing that will happen to anyone. I don't say that to say that Christianity is easy. No, far from it. But it makes hard worth it. It makes difficulty worth it. There are things that I have experienced that I would have given up had it not been for Jesus. If you're someone who is on the verge of giving up, I encourage you, turn to Jesus. Again, I'm not going to pretend any of this is easy, but he is always available to anyone. Anyone that will turn to him. There is no one that is on this earth alive and beyond his help. None. For today's passage, I'm going to look at Colossians chapter 1, starting at verse 15. He is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of all creation. For in him all things in heaven and on earth were created, things visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or powers. All things have been created through him and for him. He himself is before all things, and in him all things hold together. He is the head of the body, the church. He is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, so that he might come to have first place in everything. For in him all the fullness of God was pleased to dwell, and through him God was pleased to reconcile to himself all things, whether on earth or in heaven, making peace through the blood of his cross. And you, who were once estranged and hostile in mind, doing evil deeds, he has now reconciled in his fleshly body through death, so as to present you holy and blameless and irreproachable before him, provided that you continue securely established and steadfast in the faith, without shifting from the hope promised by the gospel that you heard, which has been proclaimed to every creature under heaven. I, Paul, became a servant of this gospel. So I was just reading out of the NRSV translation. In this passage, it is argued by many scholars that Paul is writing to the church at Colossae in response to some false teaching that has been taking place. It seems that the believers have been starting to focus more on externals than on Jesus himself. Something that happens very often in churches is people focus on the things that they can do. Now, it is true that we are judged for what we do, but what we do doesn't save us. We do because we are saved, not we are saved because we do. We do because we are saved. I hope you're hearing that. We do because of who Jesus is, because of what Jesus has done, because of what he is continuing to do, because of what he will do. It's about him. We get to be a part of it, but it's not about us. These videos are not about me. I don't get saved by sharing a bunch of videos with you. I hope that these might be of some use to him. I hope these videos might be of some use to you so that you might be able to share him. Everything that we talk about hopefully points someone somewhere watching this to him. He is why I do this. He is worth everything. Before Jesus, my life was an absolute mess. I only cared that people knew how much I knew. But after Jesus, I want them to know him, whether or not I get to be a part of sharing that. If you get done watching this video and you no longer want to watch any further videos from me, that's absolutely okay. I hope that you'll find more content elsewhere where Jesus is shared. Again, Jesus is everything. Jesus is worth leaving everything else behind for. We do because of what Jesus did, because of who Jesus is, because of what Jesus is doing. We don't do because it saves us. And anyone can come to know him. Anyone. No one alive is beyond his help.